It began with a single, venomous sentence, hissed over the manicured hedge that separated my new life from her old one. "You people always find a way to ruin a good neighborhood, don't you?" Not a hello, not a welcome, but a declaration of war from a woman who saw my very presence as an invasion. I was James Carter, a 52-year-old tech entrepreneur who'd clawed my way to the top of a cutthroat industry. My reward? A sprawling modern mansion in Willow Creek, an affluent enclave where old money whispered and new money shouted. But to my neighbor, Margaret Hensley, I was an outsider, a black man whose success was an affront to her carefully curated world. The sun blazed that July afternoon, turning my saltwater pool into a shimmering oasis. I floated on a cushioned raft, a tray beside me holding a perfectly grilled ribeye, a scoop of coleslaw, and a frosted glass of lemonade. This was my sanctuary, a hard-earned slice of paradise. I was savoring a bite when Margaret's voice cut through the calm like a serrated knife. "What in heaven's name are you doing?" she shrieked, standing on my pool deck, having barged through an unlocked gate. Her floral sundress clashed with her furious expression, her platinum hair stiff as a helmet. "Excuse me," I said, keeping my tone even. "This is my property." She pointed a trembling finger at my tray. "You're eating in the pool. It's disgusting. The grease will ruin the filters, and it'll end up in my plumbing." Her logic was laughably absurd. Our systems were separate, but her rage was real. When I calmly refused to stop, she demanded $500 for a pool cleaning fee, and, upon my refusal, pulled out her phone. 911. "Yes, there's an intruder in my neighbor's yard, and he's getting aggressive," she cried, her voice dripping with feigned fear. The sirens came fast. 2 officers arrived, a young woman, Officer Lopez, notepad in hand, and an older man, Officer Daniels, whose weary eyes suggested he'd seen it all. Margaret launched into a theatrical performance, claiming I'd threatened her life. But Daniels wasn't buying it. He glanced at my state-of-the-art home, then at the floating tray, and asked for my ID. My driver's license confirmed I owned the property. Margaret, desperate, declared, "I'm the deputy police chief." "Arrest him." Daniels raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am, I've worked here 25 years. Our deputy chief is Tom Bradley, and he's not you." Humiliated, she stormed off after a warning for trespassing and filing a false report. That night, my anger crystallized into resolve. Margaret wasn't just a nuisance. She was a bully wielding her privilege like a weapon. I wasn't going to let her win. I dug into the Willow Creek Homeowners Association binder, a tome of rules I'd barely skimmed when I bought the house. It was a goldmine. Her trespassing, her outburst, her false accusations, they violated multiple bylaws. I drafted a formal complaint, citing security footage and the police report. But I had an ace up my sleeve. I was the HOA's new treasurer, a role I'd taken quietly via email vote before moving in. Margaret had no idea. She didn't stop at the 911 call. On the neighborhood's private Facebook group, she posted a venomous screed, warning of my unsanitary pool habits and hinting I was running an illegal business with shady characters visiting my home. The comments were a mix of skepticism and outrage, with some neighbors buying her lies. I saved every word, knowing her slander was ammunition. I also hired a private investigator to dig into her past. His findings were damning. 3 prior HOA complaints against her for harassing neighbors, including one family who'd moved to escape her. The HOA hearing was a masterclass in justice. Margaret arrived with a trio of supporters, dressed like a martyr in a navy blazer. She spun a tale of my threatening behavior and, shockingly, accused me of viewing disturbing content on my computer, implying something unspeakable. The room gasped. Then I stood, walked to the board's table, and sat in my treasurer's chair. "I'm James Carter, your treasurer," I said, watching Margaret's face collapse. I presented my evidence: video of her trespassing, the police report, her defamatory posts, affidavits from past victims, and a forensic report proving my computer was clean. The board was stunned. They fined her $5,000, issued a cease and desist order, and placed a lien on her property. She left a pariah. My civil lawsuit followed. Defamation, harassment, emotional distress. My lawyer called it airtight. Margaret settled for a 6-figure sum, forcing her to remortgage her home. The police charged her with filing a false report, resulting in her community service and anger management classes. She became a ghost, her once vibrant presence reduced to a shadow behind her curtains. I thought I'd won. But Willow Creek had deeper rot. A year later, I proposed a sleek guest house for my Propertia creative hub for my tech team. The plans complied with every rule, but a new group, the Willow Creek Heritage Alliance, emerged, led by Richard Langley, a retired lawyer with a colonial-style mansion. Their letter objected to my jarring modern design, claiming it threatened the neighborhood's traditional charm. It was racism cloaked in aesthetics. Then came the anonymous attacks, a Child Protective Services visit over a non-existent child, a city inspection for unpermitted construction, and an IRS audit. They were trying to bleed me dry. I fought back. My PI traced the CPS call to Langley's son-in-law and linked the other complaints to his allies. I contacted Laura Mitchell, an investigative journalist who exposed systemic injustice. Her team's article, Willow Creek's Invisible Walls: How a Suburb Weaponizes Bureaucracy, went viral. It detailed the conspiracy, naming Langley and his cronies. The fallout was swift. The alliance dissolved, Langley lost his charity board seats, and the city reformed its complaint system. My audit was dropped, and my guest house was approved unanimously. Today, my home is peaceful again. The guest house is nearly complete, a testament to my fight. Margaret's house is for sale, she's gone. But the victory feels bittersweet. Some neighbors see me as a hero, others as the man who tarnished Willow Creek's name. I exposed their prejudice, and for that, I'll always be the outsider. Yet I stand taller, knowing I didn't just win a battle, I reshaped a community. What do you think? Have you faced injustice or bullying in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss how we confront hatred and build a fairer world. Your voice matters.